Welcome back guys, my name is Ashwin and you are watching Ashwin Tech Mind. Today in this video we are going to build a chat app using Laravel and Pusher. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So first of all, we will see the demo of the chat functionality and then we will see the demo of audio calling functionality which I have implemented using PeerJS. So let's start. So here I have two users. One is Ashwini and another one is Health Code. So Health Code is logged in with incognito mode and Ashwini is logged in with Chrome, the normal Chrome, right? So let's send one message from Ashwini to Health Code and send one more message from Health Code to Ashwini, like this. I am Ashwini or Ashwin, whatever. So I have sent message here and he has received I am Ashwin, right? Let's say I am incognito. I have clicked on send button and now Ashwini is going to receive the message I am incognito. Let's send one more message from Ashwini, right? Send one more message. If I click on send, and now here in incognito mode, I have received the message send one more message. Let's send one last message. Last message from incognito to normal Chrome. So Ashwini is going to receive this particular last message, right? So this is the demo for chat functionality. Let's see the demo for audio calling functionality. So how I have implemented this particular functionality, I have used PeerJS library. So let's see. First of all, I will show you how the PeerJS is working. So we have two peer IDs. One is the ID of caller and one is the ID for receiver. So we have caller and receiver IDs. Or we can say we have the two IDs. One is the caller peer ID and another one is the receiver peer ID. So for this particular user, which is health code, we have caller ID this, and for the receiver, we have this particular ID. So if I inspect the code of this particular Ashwini user, I can see the receiver peer ID that I have starts with 4C3, right? And here I have seen the caller ID for this particular user is 3F2, right? So if I try to reload the page of Ashwini, I can see the peer ID of this particular receiver will be updated. So now you can see the caller ID is 3F2 for here, and here it is showing as receiver ID. So now the connection is proper, and if I try to call from Ashwini user to health code, I will be able to do that because the receiver peer ID and here the caller ID it should be same. Otherwise, we will not be able to make a call. So let's click on call button, and here we can see in incognito mode, Ashwini Rawat is calling you. We have seen a confirm box or we can see a alert box. Now if I click on OK button, the call will be accepted and you will be listening a very distorted voice, right? So let's click on OK, and
And
now both these
these
apps
apps
connected
connected
and
and
voice
calling
is
is
working
working
perfectly.
perfectly.
So
So
now
now
if
if
I
I
click
click
on
on
this
this
particular
particular
red
red
button
button
to
to
end
end
this
this
particular
particular
call,
call,
the
the
call
call
will
will
be
be
ended
ended
for
for
both
both
the
the
parties,
parties,
right?
right?
So
So
let's
let's
click
click
on
on
this
this
red
red
button
button.
and the call is now ended. Similarly, if we want to make a call from uh, health code to Ashwini, we can also do that. For that, what we need to do, let's reload the page first for Ashwini to check the peer IDs. So the peer ID of Ashwini is start 389, right? And here we have seen the peer ID is not updated yet. And here, as you can see now, the receiver peer ID is start with 389. So now this particular peer ID is similar to the caller ID of Ashwini. So now I can make a call. So let's start from incognito and click on this particular green button. And now I have made the call from incognito mode Chrome to normal Chrome. So and now in Ashwini, I have seen Dr. Elmore Health Code is calling me. If I click on OK, now the call will be accepted, right? So let's accept this call by clicking on OK button, and
And
both
both
users are
are
connected
again.
again. And
And
now
now
if
if
I
I
click
click
on
on
disconnect
disconnect
here,
here,
so
so
let's
let's
click
click
on
on
disconnect.
disconnect.
will be disconnected after that, right? And audio streams will be stopped for both these users. So this is the functionality of calling, and this is, you have also seen the functionality of chatting. Let's understand how we can build the scene, right? So guys, these are the steps that we can use to create our chat app with audio calling functionality. But before showing all these things, I will like to tell you about the prerequisites that are required to build this particular application. So first thing is Laravel. You should be comfortable with Laravel, and you should be comfortable with Pusher also. And a basic knowledge of Redis and PeerJS is also required to build this particular application. So let's start by going to Pusher. So first of all, you need to go to dashboard.pusher.com, and here you can create the account. After creating the account, you just need to create an app for yourself. So just go to manage, and if you're not seeing the manage option, you will see the option like this, where you can click on create app. You can name your app here. Just you can write anything like my chat app. Then you need to select the cluster, and then you can select the front end and back end technologies for this particular application. So in my case, I'm going to use Laravel. So just stick on Laravel, and after that you just need to click on create app, and app will be created. So after that, just go to the home screen, and this is my app that I have created. And here, if you click on app keys, you will get the credentials. You will get these kind of credentials. I will show you, if I show you the .env example file, you have to paste pusher app cluster, pusher app id, pusher app key, and pusher app secret. So these are the credentials that you will get from pusher. After that, let's go to hello.txt. First of all, you need to set up your Laravel project using this particular command, which is composer create project Laravel, and the name of your application. After that, you just need to set up your DB using MySQL and whatever the database that you want. After that, just create a message controller with a store method, which will be used to send the messages. So let me show you the message controller. So let's go to the message controller. This message controller has some methods like load messages, which will be used to load the messages of two users. So for example, if we have two users A and B, I will pass the ID of those users, and I can load the messages between them. So this is not necessary. You can build your own logic on that particular thing. I will show you how we can store the messages. So we have store method over here. First of all, we are going to store the message in our message table. So this is the basic Laravel code, and here we are going to store the data in Redis also. So if I show you this particular method, store data in Redis, I'm going to store my messages in Redis also, because I want to fetch data quickly. So if you want to fetch the data quickly, you can use Redis. Otherwise, it is not necessary. After that, when this particular message is stored in database, you just need to call this particular message sent event. But before that, you have to ensure whether you have this event or not, because you have to create this particular event manually. So just uh, go to the CLI and write the command php artisan make event. After that, you just need to name your event. So it will ask you what should be the name of the event, and you can name it anything. So in my case, I have created an event which is message sent. So let's go to that particular event. So let's go to the message sent. So this is the message sent event. It has some methods like underscore underscore construct, which can be used to pass the data in this particular event. We have two more methods like broadcast on and broadcast as. So broadcast on will return the name of the channel in which we want to broadcast our message, and broadcast as will return the event. So public is the channel and chat is the event, right? So you can just go to pusher.com and dashboard.pusher.com, and you can go to debug console. So here you can test your events. So just go to the event creator, and you can just name your channel here like I'm going to create write public, and the event should be chat, and whatever the data that you want to send, you can send it. So if you click on send event, the event will be sent, and you need to write the logic to listen for this particular event. So whenever this event is sent, you can write the code in JavaScript to listen for that particular event. Let me show you. Just go to the VS Code, and we have created the Laravel project. We have set up the DB. We have created the message controllers to store the messages. Uh, We also have created account pusher and added the credential on the .env file. So the next step is to install the Redis. So Redis can be used for short memory, and we can so use it also as a database to store the data. As I am using, let's go to message controller, and as you can see, I'm storing the data in Redis. So it will be good if you can use Redis, because it will be much faster than the MySQL database. Because if you are storing the data in cache, it will be loaded much faster. So if you want to set up Redis, you can just install, go to the Laravel documentation, and just install the PeerJS package. After that, you just need to make some configuration, and you can just easily check from the database.php file that we have. Let's go to the database.php. I'm not going to explain Redis that much, but if you want to learn more about Redis, you can uh, refer to the particular documentation that we have. So it's good if you can use Redis here, right? So we have set up the Redis also, and we have set up the pusher also. After that, you just need to go to the env file, and you just need to update the broadcast driver and queue connection. So broadcast driver will be it should be pusher, or it should be Redis. It totally depends on you, but in my case, I'm using pusher as a broadcast driver and Redis as a queue connection. So whenever a message is triggered, or I can say a message is sent, this particular event is triggered, we need to write a command which is php adds and keyword, which will be used to execute our events. So if I cut this, and if I go to, let's go to Chrome, I will show you something. Let's go to the chat, and right now I am going to write a command php adds and keyword, which will trigger the events. So if we are not going to write this command, our event will not be triggered, because in the .env file, as you can see, we are using Redis as a queue connection, right? So for that, we have write a command php adds and keyword, and I have pressed enter. So whenever I send the message to someone, so let's send this particular message in the VS Code. This particular event will be triggered, and yeah, it is processed. So whenever this particular event is triggered, uh, it's the responsibility of pusher to emit this particular event. So whenever this particular event is generated, uh, our pusher will send the event, and in JavaScript we need to write the code to listen for that particular event. So our this step is also done. Let's cut this. So pusher will broadcast the event on public channel. So if I go to the message sent event first, we are broadcasting it on public channel, and the name of the event is chat. So we need to listen this particular event chat, and for that we need to go to the JavaScript part. So this is our final step for Laravel side, which is listen for event using JS. So let's go to the chat.read and understand how we can listen for that particular event. So this is my chat.bleed file. So first of all, my first step will be to use the CDN. So I just have to paste the CDN of pusher.js so that I can use the pusher class. So, and here the second step is to create the instance of pusher. So I have used pusher, and I have to pass the pusher key and the cluster. And from where you can get the keys, you can load these from the env files. So for right now, if I show you, if I click on pusher key, I am getting this pusher key from env file. And if I show you pusher app key, let's find this in file. So I am getting this from env. So these are the things that you can get from env file, and you can create the pusher instance. Now, what is our third step? Our third step will be to subscribe the channel, and we have to subscribe the public channel because the messages are sent over this particular channel. So we need to subscribe the public channel, and we need to listen for this particular event. So this channel dot bind, let me explain you. Channel is the instance of this public channel, uh, which we have subscribed, and bind is the method that will be used to listen for this particular chat event. And this particular bind method takes two arguments. First is the event, and second is the callback thing. So you can modify your own callback method, which will be used to listen for the particular message or and particular data. So whenever this chat event will be triggered, I have a callback method which will print all the data that is being sent. So if I show you, let's go back to the website again, and if try to write something here like hello, the pusher will emit the event and I am listening for it. So here you can see this is the event triggered by pusher, right? It has sent by message and other kind of things, right? And this is what I am returning from uh, this chat event, right? And here I can use it in our incognito mode browser to display the data. And this is the callback method that can be customized, so you can customize according to you. So this is how we can listen for events in JavaScript side. So we have used pusher CDN. We have created the instance of pusher with pusher key and cluster, which we will get from the .env file that we have. Then we need to subscribe the pusher channel, and we need to create the instance of that. After that, we need to use the bind method, which will take two arguments. First is the event, and second is the callback. So in our case, the event was chat, and the callback method can be customized, right? So you can review the code. I will provide you the code using the GitHub, and you can comment for that particular thing also. So this is how we are going to listen for each and every uh, message. But make sure you have to run the PHP arts and keyword command, because every time when we send the message, this particular event is triggered. And if we are not going to run this command, message will not be sent, right? So let's understand the calling functionality part, how we can implement that. So first of all, you need to use the PeerJS library. So just go to Chrome, go to the peerjs.com, and here you can refer to this particular documentation. You can get the CDN from here. You can use the module syntax also here. So let's understand this. So for creating the calling functionality, what you need to do, you just need to create a call controller, and I will show you how I can do this. So we have a call controller which has a couple of methods, which is make call, accept call, reject call, and end call. These are the methods. And here we have one more method which is update call status, because each time when a call is accepted, ended, or created, we need to maintain the status of that, right? After that, when you have created a call controller, you will need to create a couple of events like call initiated, call accepted, call rejected, and call ended. So these are the four events that you need to create. Just write the command php and make event, and you need to create these four events. So I will go to the app directory, and then we have events, then we have calls, and I have stored all these four events. Let me remove other files here. So we have call accepted, call ended, call initiated, and call rejected. So let me show you the flow. Let's go to the Chrome and let's go to the localhost. So whenever I click on this particular button, I will show you from HTML part also. So let's inspect this first. So this is my calling button, which have the class. So let's go to chat or file call.blade, and I can say it's chat.blade. So this is the send button that I have, and I can say this is the send icon that I have, right? Yeah, this is the icon. So it has the ID make call, and whenever this particular button is clicked, it will call our API, which is make call. And let me show you how I have written in web.php. Uh, let's go to web.php, and these are a couple of routes that I have created to change the status of calls. For example, when user click first time on that particular green button, I am going to call this particular API make call, and if someone is accepting the call, I am going to accept the call by using this particular route. Then we have a reject call method and add call method, and these two are similar. So basically we have make call, accept call, reject call, and add call. So whenever a call is made, I mean when that particular green button is clicked, I will create a call. I will insert the data of sender, receiver, and status in this particular call table. After that, I will generate, and I can say I can trigger this particular event which is called initiated. So as you have seen, I have created the message sent event. So just like this, I'm broadcasting this particular call event on call channel, and name of the event is call initiated. And I can see I have four more events. Yeah, I have four events. So one is call accepted. So it will be triggered when the call is accepted. Then we have call ended. It will be triggered when the call is ended and when the user click on red button to end the call. And then we have a call initiated event also, which will be triggered on call channel when the call is made, right? And then we have the call rejected method, which is similar to call ended. So these are the four events that I have generated. And in our call controller, you can see we have different kind of methods which will trigger the event. Like we have make call method which will trigger the call initiated. We have accept call method which will trigger the call accepted event. So these are the methods, right? Similarly, reject call and similarly end call. So after that, we have used the peers. We need to use the PeerJS CDN to listen for these events. So let's go to the JavaScript part now, because we have created four Laravel events also, and we have also created controller. And let's go to the JavaScript part. So let's go to chat.lead. And if I go to the top of the yeah. So first of all, the from the JavaScript file, the first step will be to use the CDN that we have. So you can get this particular CDN from the peerjs.com. Like this, you just need to copy this particular CDN, paste in the this script tag, and when you have paste this tag, you will be able to use this particular peer class. So second step will be to create the instance of this particular class. So I have created the instance of this particular class, and whenever you create the instance, you will be able to get the unique peer ID. So this particular open event will be triggered on this particular peer instance, and it will give you the ID. So if I go to Chrome browser and if I go to the console, if I reload the page now, this particular script will be executed. The PeerJS CDN will be loaded, and we have written in the top of the script where peer is equal to new web peer. It means we are creating the instance of peer. After that, the peer ID when it is generated, I'm going to append this particular peer ID in an input element. So if I go to the elements, uh, yeah, so we have the caller ID and we have the receiver ID. So this particular peer ID will be the ID of the current logged in user, and this receiver peer ID will be the ID of the receiver. So if I click on the first user, which is Dr. Elmore Health Code, uh, we will have the ID of that particular user. And if I change and if I can click on other users, I will get their peer IDs to the call time, right? So let's see if I click on any other user like this particular user, I will get the peer ID of that. But if he hasn't reloaded the page, you will not get them, because if we want to use the audio calling feature, we need to use PeerJS in both the clients. So both the browsers should use PeerJS to make a particular call. So for now, Dr. Almore has used the PeerJS. So if I click on his name, I will get the peer ID, right? If I click on Mariam, I will get the new ID because Mariam has also used PeerJS and he has reloaded the page. Because I have now three browsers. I can say Firefox, Microsoft Edge, and in Microsoft Edge, I have used Mariam user. So will have the ID of that particular user. So basically, the thing is, whenever I reload the page, a unique peer ID will be generated, and I am going to call the API to update that particular peer ID. So if I go to this update peer ID route, I will go to the this particular method and I am going to update the peer ID of that particular user in database. So whenever a page is reloaded, the peer ID will be updated in database also. So these were the step three for us to generate and store the peer ID in DB for the user. Now understand the flow of make call method and receive call method, right? And how we can receive this. So let's say we have a make call button, and whenever this particular button is clicked, we are going to call our call controllers make call method, right? So make call method, and make call method will have the sender ID and the receiver ID, and we have the status also here, which is initiated. After that, we are just triggering this particular event, which is call initiated, and this call initiated event will be triggered on call channel, and the name of the event will be initiated. Let's see how we can listen for this particular event. So go to the JavaScript part, and if I go to the script, starting script, I have created the instance, and till here you understand the code. So this is a make call method that we are going to use. So first thing that we need to do is to get the current user media stream. And how we can get this? We can use the navigator API that we have. And if you want more information about this particular thing, you can go to the Mozilla developer or Mozilla docs regarding the navigator API. Let me show you. So you just need to go navigator API MDN, and we can write navigator API. So you can just refer to this particular documentation, which is by Mozilla, to understand about the navigator API, right? So navigator or media device dot get user media. This particular method is used to get the current audio stream. If you want to build a video calling application, you can just pass video also here. But right now we are just using audio, and we just need the audio stream. So let's cut this, and after that we need to use async await here, because we will not get immediately here, because whenever this particular code will be executed, we just need to wait for the user's permission. So after that, when we get the local stream, so this particular code is used to get the local stream, and I can say this particular code is used to get the audio local stream. We will get the stream here, and after that we just need to pass couple of metadata. So metadata can be anything, whatever you want, but right now I am sending the call ID because I need to update the status of that particular call, and I am also going to pass username as a metadata, because uh, in the modal that will be open, I need to show the name of the user that I am going to call. So I need to pass the username also. After that, we have a method peer.call, and this is the main method which is used to call the second user, right? So we will, at this particular time, we will have the receiver peer ID also, because uh, when you go to the Chrome, and if I show you, if I click on any employee and any user, I will have the ID of that. So yeah, so receiver peer ID, I have that receiver peer ID at the time of I click on that particular user. So I will use that particular receiver peer ID, and I will pass the stream also, and I have passed some metadata also. So basically this call method will take only two arguments. First thing is the receiver peer ID, and second thing is the stream, the current local stream, right? Which will be of the user A. After that, if you want to use send custom messages, you can use the peer.connect, but right now it's optional. If you want to pass some messages, then you can use this. Otherwise, your peer.call is enough. And it is also a third argument, which is metadata, so it's optional. If you want to pass the metadata, you can use third argument. Otherwise, only two arguments are required. First is the peer ID of receiver, and second is the stream of the current user, right? So this is how the call will be initiated after that, and I am going to explain you this code whenever the uh, call is accepted, because whenever the call is accepted, the stream event is triggered, and we are just logging to ensure whether we have received the event from receiver or not. So because whenever he receive the call, this particular chunk of code will be executed, right? Here we are just getting the audio player that we have. So we have an audio player that we have created in the audio tag. If I show you like this, right now by default it will be hidden, and if I show you here, so after that, when the call is received, we are going to call a remote we are going to call a method which is call.on. Stream will be the event, and this will be the callback, and this callback will hold the remote stream of the user. So for example, if we have two users, user A and user B, and user A is calling user B, so after that, when user B will receive the call, this particular chunk of code will be executed, and the local stream of B will be passed as a callback here. So this particular remote stream will be the stream of the user B, right? and that particular user b stream we are going to append this in our audio player tag. So we are just fetching that particular element using document dot get element by id. So audio player will be the id, right? And we are just updating the src object of that using remote stream, and we are just going to call play method. After that, when this play method is called, the stream of user b will be started, and user a will be able to listen the voice of user b. And these are just the things to update the text like connected, because by default when we make a call, the connecting text will be displayed, right? And whenever the call is accepted, we will show the text as connected. So this is some simple ajax, or you could say simple jQuery. After that, how user will receive the call, let's understand this. So we have a call event. So whenever call is made using the make call method that we have seen earlier, this particular event is also triggered, which is call. And after that, I'm just logging receiver you received a call. So let's see the proper demo of this particular thing. However, I have shown the demo earlier also, but let's see one more time. If I inspect this particular thing, we have the peer id which starts with d3, right? And if I reload this page again, I will get the updated id, right? So let's click on green button and call Dr. Elmore. So whenever this particular call is made, what we are seeing in console, a receiver, you received a call, receiver call metadata, and receiver call 115, which is the id of call. And also we are seeing the alert box over here. So this particular event is triggered when we make a call. So this particular thing will be executed, and now we have a is received constant. The value of this particular thing will be depend on the user input. So if user press OK here, if user B press OK here, the call will be accepted. And when the call is accepted, what we are going to do, we are just going to fetch the local stream of user B, just as we have fetched the local stream of user A. So here we are getting the local stream of user B, and we are just going to call the answer method this time, and we are going to pass our stream as an argument. So call dot answer, and stream will be the stream of user B, the audio stream of user B. And after that, we are just going to call one more method, which is call dot on, because stream event is also triggered, which will be used to receive the remote stream of user A. So here in this case, this particular callback will be receiving the local stream of user A. After that, just as we have done with the user A, we have done the with user B also. We will get the audio player instance, the element that we have, and we are going to set the remote stream to the src object, and we are just going to call audio player dot play method, which will play the audio of user A in our Chrome. So this is how it will work. And then we have an and call method. Right now, what we are doing, whenever we click on that particular button, we are just canceling the audio stream. So we are just calling the audio player instance here, and we are just assigning null as a value. And whenever this and call method will be triggered, we are just going to reload the page to cut the call from both the sides. So this is how it works, and these are the steps that you can review to understand the full functionality. And if you want the code, you can ask me in the comment section. I will be able to provide you the code for that also. So if you have any question, please ask me in the comment section. If you like the video, please subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye and take care.